they send them to other parts of the world in a more proper manner, not on a disjointed approach, but in a very deliberate approach. Here is the also gain some income to be able to live. So as part of our discussion, we even made a proposal that going forward, governments of Africa must set aside some incentive package or stipend for graduates who have graduated school for a certain period of time who are not getting job for maybe a year or 2 or 3, that they can even live on it as startup capital to start their own businesses. Because people go to school, they are made to pay loans after schools in other jurisdictions. And we know some of these loans that are given to students comes in the form of compound interest. How are they going to survive? Starting life with debts, it will break you up. So if governments are made to sign some contract that will give some earlier incentives or stipend to graduate from school, they will be compelled to make sure that graduates who have graduated from school get immediate jobs to be able to use their skills, their talent to support the growth of economy, because we have a lot of disuse. If students learn skills or talent in school and they don't practice it for over time, those skills become redundant. So government must stick to that plan. So what we are calling on government of Africa is that let us begin to support our youth. They have needed skills just as what other counterparts have. When we compete them on the world stage, we perform exceedingly. Why is it that we are leaving our youth to go to places that there are not even jobs, and we have all these natural resources that we can add value to it that will be able to help our citizens? Thank you very much.
Oh, I was confusing between skills and knowledge. You know, like the CBC children, like I don't remember when I was in primary, I was not going to the cyber maybe to use the computer, but right now the CBC, at evening when you go to a cyber, you'll find kids, a lot of kids there. So I think maybe I was confusing between skills and knowledge.
Even knowledge and skills go together. Yeah. We just draw that one and say,
sorry, don't ambush her. Don't ambush here, please. Thank you.
But CBC is better.
Take us slowly, please. Take us slowly. So we advocate for, Africans, not just Kenya, but Africans to just look for one pilot base so that we can come up with a system, foster a system to create a curriculum for Africa, for education, because we're over-relying on the West for everything, be it style, be it education, be it sports, be it products, everything is the West, and people are tired of that. So Africa just needs to sit down, make a pilot base in Kenya where we can just develop a curriculum that fits Africans. So at the end of the day, we can compare it to the Western curriculum. Is it, in 1, 2, 3, or 4 years, is it beneficial? Is it helping Africans? So I think that is what we need as Africa.
Maybe before we proceed, there's a gentleman at the back who asked a question on Africa is endowed with minerals, how to stop these minerals from being exported back to the Europe nations. So, in my opinion, will be one objective that we've been always talking about, sir, that Kenya, or rather African nations, need to come up with a curriculum suited for Africa. We need to have subjects like agriculture compulsory, mining compulsory, subjects like gender should be compulsory in Africa, so that this knowledge on mining, the type of equipment that is needed, is equipped with young learners from as early as 9 years old. That will actually be a stepping stone to solving this problem. We also need to strengthen the framework, the export policies that are there, or if we're having a foreign company from Germany coming to take our materials, we should know that the company, first of all, should employ something called, or a certain percentage. I saw a research on Aliko Dangote on his group of companies. Those who are from Nigeria can attest to this, that for you to work in those Aliko Dangote companies, you have to employ, I think, 70% of Nigerians. And what Aliko Dangote has done is that those people who are actually in the industry or who are employed, they learn what the Europeans are doing. So you find a company, it has Europeans who are mining the things in the minerals in Nigeria, but at the same workplace, there are the Nigerians. So in 5 years, these guys who are there, they're learning through apprenticeship. Over time, these guys will be exported out, and Nigeria will be mining their own minerals. So that's something that we can implement in most African nations. When they come to mine, at least a certain percentage must be of the people of that country. And the last one is regional cooperation. You know, like Kenya, we are striving to have the East Africa community. Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. The more we become one, the more we become very solid. And that's something that the South is also doing, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia. And if we do that in all aspects of Africa, Africa can actually slowly by slowly start becoming one and actually have a stronghold in preventing our raw materials from going to other foreign nations. So that was my submission.
Quick one. We want to make a quick point that whatever ideas that we are generating here, they are not final. Your input matters, and after that, we consolidate it as a resolution on the basis of knowledge-based culture and whatever the pointers that we have already alluded to. But quick one, in our discussion, we indicated that it's high time Africa look at project-based learning, where students do a lot of research. If you go to advanced learning areas, students are made to do a lot of projects, a lot of research. That is why we even have knowledge. Yet when it comes to coming out with some design model like this software for AI and all this, and you realize that most of them are designed by the Western counterparts. But African brains can do it and do it more, because we have scientists that can even do a lot of things. When you look at science inventors, most of them are coming from Africa. If you do the research, you realize that most of the inventions that we have had in the world, our ancient forebears have been proponents in these areas. Why is it that we are learning a lot of things, mathematics, science, engineering, yet we are not able to come out with some machines that can drive our economy? Like the president said, most of African countries are choked by debts, and we need investment, we need trade. And how can we drive industry? It can only be driven by having industries set by African model, because you are competing with foreign interests, and he wants you to bring your raw materials to his place, then he will add value to it, bring it back to you, and at the end of the day, you get interest. And you want the same person to come and help you to build industry that can refine your list. It can never be done. Even if it will be done in a certain way. So we must know their interest. So it's the call to our students is that once we learn those skills, let us begin to implement them. That is why we are calling for TVET education. Technical vocational education skills is something that we should not denigrate them, because either do people look at people in the liberal sciences or humanities, oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm all these things. They are all good, but these skills are something that going forward, Africa, we need them. And that will change our narrative. That will bring economic drive to our people. And we must call our government that we need this kind of skills. Our students should learn mathematics, science, because I've been a mathematics teacher, and I realized that even our girls were performing very highly in those domains. We should not scare them. We should encourage them. Even if they fail, some of the problem comes from the teachers. We scared our students. Oh, it is a very difficult area. This is an abstract area.
Okay.
But it's something that we can do and do it better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A round of applause. You were answering the first question or the first set of questions? So you finished answering the questions. Is there anyone with a burning question? Burning question. And if I give you the mic and the question is not burning? Yeah, the question must be burning. If it's not burning, and it must be burning in 30 seconds.
I haven't got to hear how you guys have explained if how do we make education affordable in Africa, because it's quite expensive and that's a challenge.
A burning answer, 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. My name is Lali Felipe Kibika, the president of Kibabi University. So I think that Africa must be for Africanism. Now, for us to make education to be affordable for the people in Africa, I think that we must cultivate the culture of public participation. Because if we're the people who are going to pass the policy in that particular sector of education, then we're going to own it. As also I finalize on the issue of CBC and the new funding model amongst the schools. I think we met some days back and discussed about the new funding model and also the system in higher learning. So as the student leaders, I think we never accepted the new funding model and also the new education system. So the public participation is key factor in each and every sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's have Wesley.
Sorry,
No, Chairman, no. There is no quick one you're having. Let me give you a member. No. Now you are bullying us. I want to give you a member here to also add on.
Thank you. My name is Wesley Jeff, the National Youth Representative for the Service Party and a lawyer as well. So on your question, Alex, the first thing you need to understand is whose responsibility is it to standardize educational cost. That is per government, per locality, which means our Kenyan government or a Zambian government or whatever. But the thing that we can do in terms of input is mitigation of how far those costs go. That is why in our thought process when we talked about how expensive it is, because my perspective is that governments do not take accountability when it comes to educational sponsorship, which means the first thing that you experience is that you're given a HELB loan, for example, here in Kenya, and then the government requires you to pay that loan 1 year after you're done with school, regardless of whether you have gainful employment. My proposal to this committee was that the first thing needs to happen is at least have a standard across African countries where the first responsibility of government is to make sure that every student who has access to student loans does not only starts to pay that loan once they have gainful employment. And if you can take it a step further, is that they only start to pay those loans after they get to a certain salary bracket, so that they don't automatically get condemned to below the red line of poverty just by applying for a student loan. So by that, you can mitigate educational costs and also spur employment and employment costs in the future.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause to this group. They are the only ones who filled all the seats. Because education is key. Okay, and they are the only ones also who had two presidents sitting in their panel. The president of Kibabi University and the president of Kabarak University. A round of applause to the two gentlemen. This guy has a presidential walking style. How many of you know where Kibabi University is? How many of you know where Kibabi University is? You know, right? Now, I want to make one request. Ladies and gentlemen, the Right Honorable former Prime Minister RAILA ODINGA is with us, and therefore, I want us to get a little bit more organized before I hand over this to the next program. So I just want to request that you fill all the seats in front of you so that whoever comes in can be able to sit behind you. Kindly, let us just fill all the seats in front of us so that we are better organized. Let's do that quickly. Let's do that quickly. Let us do that quickly. Let us kindly move. Just ensure the seats, kindly the gentlemen at the back in sportswear, kindly just move to the front. Move to the front so that we are better organized on this row. Also move to the front. Also move to the front so that we are better organized. before we are able to start off the next session. And I can see our elder brother, Balozi Big Ted, with us in the building behind there. You guys have seen Big Ted there? Yeah, he'll be with us and he'll be taking us through the award ceremony. So let us just move. It is important that we do that so that we are better organized. So let me not belabor the point. Gentlemen, stand from wherever you are and move to the front. It is easier that way. Okay, guys on this row, could we just kindly cooperate with me and just move to the front seats? It is easier that way. This is the Kenya School of Government and all of you are leadership enthusiasts or students. So let us not be able to have a wide, like for example, you guys seated there, you guys, it is basically unreasonable for you to be there and I'm saying you come to the front. Let's do that quickly so that we'll save on time. Yeah, like those guys at the back, kindly just move to the front. It's easier that way. Yeah. Let's not belabor the point. I literally, yeah. Billy, yeah, just help me. Let everybody just move to the front. We don't need to do this several times. Come all the way to the front so that all these seats are filled. Billy, help me ensure all of us. Okay? These guys this side. Ladies, why should we have a scattered seats here and you're insisting on being at the back? Just sit to the front. Together with the other friends of ours there. Kindly, let's just move to the front and make it easy for everybody.
Check, 1, 2. Check. Check. 1, 2. Check. 1 2. Check. Mwambie mpunguze kidogo. Chi 1 2.
Drop down the mic kidogo ya hii.
Chi 1 2. Chi 1 2 1 2. Chi 1 2. Ebiseti. Chi 1 2 1 2. Chi 1 2. Tune it. Chi 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Where's G code? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Chi 1 2.
I know my baby will be by me.
Thank you very much.
We
are just doing the final. Just a quick brief. We will be having his address here together with the presentation of the awards, because this convention is scheduled to end today with presentation of awards to notable young leaders across Africa. So that presentation will be happening here. We earlier, those of you who have the program, we had earlier designed that it be a dinner, but because of logistical issues and some program rearrangement, we have decided that we'll make the address here and also make the award ceremony here, and then together with Baba, we will proceed to the dinner. I hope now that works. That's perfect. I'm being reminded, definitely, we will have a photo session just after with Baba before we address the theme of food security. So before we address the theme of food security, we will be able to have that photo session. It will be my request that during his presentation, if we can we be a bit silent? Collins, together with the climate people. It is my request that during Baba's presentation, let's kindly not have walkouts and walk-ins. Let us not have walk-ins and walkouts. So we remain seated and give him his respect until he's able to finish his presentation. And when we behave well, I assure you we'll have very many photos. Very many photos with Baba. Yeah? At people who clapped during when I said dinner were from Kibabi University. Somebody this side is saying so. Yeah? I'm also wondering. Yeah? I'm wondering. These guys are insisting that the theme of climate change and food security would have addressed it from Kibabi University. So for those of you who might have joined us together with the entourage of RAILA ODINGA and you might not be aware of what has been happening here, I'll give you a quick run through. This has been the Pan-African Youth Convention. We've been able to do this for 3 days. And these delegates here have been able to canvass different thematic areas that affect young people. And we have our rapporteurs who have already report for us to be able to unveil a report and be able to send our recommendations as young people seated at Kenya School of Government to the African Union. Some of the delegates will be chosen from among the ones who are here to present what we have discussed here to the African Union offices in Addis Ababa. We are hopeful that by the time we do that, maybe the chair of the African Union Commission will be none other than. Will be none other than. So we are hopeful. So we are just trying to ensure that as young people we are taking center stage and ensuring that we are leading the way in these conversations. Yesterday we had His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo and did a tremendous job here speaking to us, and later of course he honored invitation by one of the media houses to advance the conversation. Otherwise, meanwhile, I am just advising people that wherever you are, put on your suit, because you might be appointed anytime. I request, ladies and gentlemen, that when His Excellency walks in, we will be upstanding to just be able to welcome him. What's up? The DJ is on payroll. DJ, are you sure? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let us be upstanding as we welcome DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be upstanding. Thank you very much. And we shall be welcoming. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as we welcome the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Right Honorable, you can be able to see the excitement of the young people at your side. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. We are very, very excited to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall remain standing for the national anthem. We shall remain standing for the national anthem, the East African anthem. Then we shall remain
Ilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. We can have our seats. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, for being with us here. This is the Pan-African Youth Convention, and it has comprised young people from across the African continent as they are seated here today, and we have been here for 3 days to canvass the Pan-African agenda. Just yesterday, we had Honorable Olusegun Obasanjo, who was here with us and who is your great friend, and we had great conversations here with him. We learned that in Nigeria they call him Baba, and we informed him that in Kenya we have Baba. So we had amazing conversations with His Excellency. We also were able to have day one opening by, of course, the ILO Resident Director for Kenya, together with Honorable Caleb Amisi, who was here with us for the opening ceremony and canvassed the Pan-African agenda quite well. So we have been able to have a robust conversation for 3 days with these young people from across the African continent. They have been patient and they have had a lot of insight. Ladies and gentlemen, you can just clap for yourselves for the amazing job that you've been done. I would also want to finish by saying this together by Youth Bridge Kenya, together with the Kenya School of Government, and Professor Nura has been of great help to putting this together, of course, together with our Executive Director, Alex Materi. I would want to just recognize the board and secretariat of Youth Bridge Kenya, and then my job here will be almost done. Wherever they are, you can just stand up for quick recognitions. We have Richard here, who is a member of our board. Ladies and gentlemen, you can just appreciate him. We have Collins, who is our head of logistics. You can appreciate him all the way from Kakamega County. Then we have Kelvin Amira, who is part of our secretariat in the logistic department, and Honorable Sasha Wamai. I don't know where she is. Honorable Sasha Wamai is a director, serves on our board. Of course, we have your friend Frederick Okango, who also serves on the board. You very well know the executive director of the Youth Bridge Kenya, Alex Materi. So we just, that is the team that has been able to help in putting this together. We appreciate you because you have been a leading champion in the youth agenda. And maybe just to mention, in the last election, the only campaign team that had official nominees on the youth campaign was Baba Raila Odinga's campaign team, and he appointed myself together with Alex Matere and a few others together with Sasha to lead the youth campaign, and just gave us an opportunity for us to learn about this. So you can appreciate him. Asanteni sana, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hand this over to my big brother here, who will take us from here going forward all the way to the awards ceremony. I have been with you. My name is Mundalo Advice. I also serve in the Youth Bridge Kenya as the Director of Corporate Communication and politically at the Jubilee Party. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as I welcome Balozi Big Ted to take it up from me. Asante.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, it is a great joy and privilege to have you here to speak to Africa. Africa, it is time that we tell our story. And it is time that we tell our story the way we want to tell the story. Because for a long time, all our stories have been told by other people. So we must tell our story. We must tell the story of Africa. And one of the ways I would like to encourage us to do it today is using technology. And technology is now being driven by something called AI, artificial intelligence. AI only operates with what you feed it. Africa, can we feed the best of Africa into this technology? Take pictures of your country. Take pictures of you working. Take pictures of beautiful sons and daughters and mothers and fathers of Africa and put those pictures there. That is what AI will use. But, ladies, we also need you in the struggle. We need you. We need you in technology. We need you in politics and governance. We need you everywhere that you can be. This is my very good friend, Michelle. Michelle, do you want to say hi and tell us something a bit about women in technology in Africa?
Good evening. How are we all doing? My name is Michelle Njeri, and I am TED's co-host. Just a bit about women in tech. Women last year, did you know that women actually were able to get 200 million in seed funding for women-led startups? Did you know that? You didn't know that? And the gap for financing for women-led startups still remains at 2% compared to the male counterparts. So what does this mean? There's a chance for women. You know why? Because when a woman drives society, she's able to invest and see beyond. She's able to create a sustainable future. So I challenge you today to be a woman. If you're a woman and you have a company, invest in it because you're the future. Back to you, Ted.
But tell me a bit about the problem about being ready for the market. What is the issue that you're seeing whenever many companies come for funding? How can women prepare their companies to be ready? Because I'm sure these women here have companies. I'm sure they want funding.
Yes.
But what are we looking for when women come for funding and everything?
Well, to start off, thanks for that, Ted. To start off, I think we're looking for your product market fit. Product market fit means, are you creating a product for the market? Have you done your research? Because a lot of companies come out with products that they think are going to solve a problem when they haven't really done the research. The second thing we're looking for is market validation, which is really tied to the second point. Market validation means understanding your customer. That means if you've built a product, you have to go back to the ground and ask people, because the users first have to give you feedback. Does it need iteration? The third thing we're looking for is your data. Is your company data-driven? AI has been getting a lot of investment, and investment for AI was 41 million last year. Dollars, that's dollars. So you can see how AI is changing, and there's need for data-driven solutions. So that's what we'd be looking for, because yes, there's technology, and emerging tech is actually at the center of this conversation.
All right, all the ladies here would like your contact so that they can reach out to you. How many ladies would like to know more about investment and how this can be helpful? So they would like to reach out to you. What do they do? Slide into your DM? Ama kusalimia?
Wanisalimia. Lakini you know, salimiang has gotten a bad phrase nowadays.
How can they do it?
They can reach me on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn?
Yes.
All right.
Michelle Jury.
Okay.
Yes.
So on LinkedIn, this mic will work. All right. So link up with her, and we need to tell our story. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll make this program very, very different from what we envisaged it to be. We'll quickly run into a small section of just quick conversation. I'd like to invite my brother Alex Matere to please come, and he'll make some remarks, and then he will invite just one or two other people who will be able to quickly take us to the next breath. Ladies and gentlemen, you put your hands together for Mr. Alex Matere.
Thank you so much, my big brother, Big Ted. Your Excellency, the Right Honorable RAILA Odinga, Professor Noura Mohammed, the Director General of Kenya's